Auburn and Hugh Freeze, might as well. He's gone golfing now, officially. He has been let go. Gone fishing, Smitty, gone golfing for him. Yeah. Apparently, the rumors were that it got leaked because I got a text the night before. I got a very prominent Auburn alum texted me and Braden Fajoko as well the night before and said, hey, he's gone right after the game ended. And apparently they let him go right after the game. And apparently they called him that night and said, do not schedule your tee time for tomorrow. That's a true story, Smitty. That's crazy. Yeah. And the fact that Chev and I are probably like, hold on. First of all, you don't go fishing on bye weeks. There's no bye week as a head coach, number one. Number two, I could never imagine me golfing on a Sunday after a Saturday's game. Then I'm not in there at 5 a.m. watching the game. Then my staff comes in at 6. We're breaking down and grading the film and going through the scouting report for Monday. I can't fathom. Chef, not at that level.
Players are in the weight room. Right.
Yeah. I love playing golf, but I don't play golf during the season.
Hell no. When can you?
I'm a Division II head coach, man. I can imagine being an SEC Power 4 head coach making millions and millions of dollars and teeing it up at 1:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday, man.
Like that
shit. I didn't even play golf on our bye week out here, man.
There's no way, man.
That blows my mind that a Power 4 sitting Power 4 head coach is playing golf. And I love golf. Believe me, you see me in the off season, bro, I'm playing golf every week, but not during the season, man. You know, you got to know when you can and when you can't. And during the season,
I don't get it. I don't get it either. Mike Loxley may be next. There's rumors out there that he's on the hot seat. And then even Josh Heupel's on the hot seat for losing to his alma mater, Oklahoma. And it's crazy because I saw a stat. Dabo. Basically, he has the same exact record as Sark at Texas during his time at Tennessee. Sark's being anointed as, but he's been to the finals. He's been to the Final Four. Heupel has to get there too, in my opinion. That's the difference. The records can be the same, and we can anoint one and down the other, but Sark's been to the title game. Sark's been to the Final Four. That's where I think it is the difference in that discussion, but I don't believe Heupel deserves what he's getting, but Tennessee, Knoxville, obviously. Lane Kiffin apparently is the new head coach at 17 different schools next year. So maybe he should just do a tour and go around all the schools. I don't know. But, we got A.J. McCarron and Braden and all these guys on, and I don't think Lane's an LSU fit. I think he's Florida Gator. I've been saying it from the jump. But at the same time, there's going to be some interesting. There could be 10, 11 job openings in the SEC alone, to A.J. McCarron's point. Not firings, but just moving. Like Clark Lee may go from Vandy to Arkansas, and then Arkansas is open right now, and then you got Kentucky. Stoops may be gone, and then you may have South Carolina, who's probably going to come open now. You just let go. You got all these job openings, man. It's going to be great. Drink might leave Missouri, and then there's a lot of shit that's going to happen. There's 11 possibilities in the SEC alone that's going to be crazy.
I think the issue though too with like Auburn, I mean, they fired their last 3 head coaches. Yeah, you got Gus Malzahn, Harsin, and now Hugh Freeze, and so obviously. Yep. You're not going to have a long leash. Whoever they hire, those are all proven head coaches, right? I mean, Gus Malzahn, Brian and Harsin, and then Hugh Freeze have all won a bunch of college football games, right? Won championships. So if you're a candidate for that job, like, do you want that job? I mean, like, I think Drinkowitz up in Missouri is obviously a hot name right now. He's probably going to be a guy that's heavily involved in this one. And there's obviously going to be some talk about, the big names in college. Every big name in college football is going to be up for the Auburn job, right? Because it's one of the top jobs. But to me, if I'm a hot candidate, do I want that job? Are they going to be committed to me? Who's actually making the calls? I mean, it seems like there's the powers that be are behind the scenes. There's some money people that are making all the decisions. And do I want to work for those people? Like, are they going to give me a chance to build it the right way and have a chance to, or we lose a couple games and like, let's get them out of there. See, I don't know if you're a hot candidate, if you want to take a job like that hasn't proven that they're going to give you an opportunity to win consistently over a 4 or 5 year period. It's like, okay, you got 2 years and you're out, or you got 2.5 years and you're out. You can't build programs like that, JB. Smitty, you can't build a college football program in 2 years. You need time. You can't do it.
They're not giving you time no more because of the portal. And Shed, let me ask you this question before we move on. You're in it. You got an agent. You see how these. All these coaches. Known the guys through the years. We all known these guys when we were at JUCO. They needed our guys, right? So we built relationships. We got classes. All the shit that happened. Then you move and you coach 4 years, so you obviously know all these guys, AFCA clinics, and all this shit. And then just over years, we all know each other in this circle. Are you seeing a stance by head coaches? Because I've talked to a few that absolutely agree with me. Are we seeing a stance and saying, all right, you motherfucker kids want to leave every semester? So are we. And are you seeing I'm taking the bigger bag and I'm going to go from school to school to school too until this thing gets dealt with? Or I'm leaving college and going to the NFL completely.
I think that's been going on in college football though. Since we've been doing that.
But I don't know if it's this rate though.
Shit. I think that the money's gotten so big that it's hard to say no to some of these packages that are getting put together for some of these coaches. But I think that the portal window, only having one portal window, is a big deal.
Yeah.
I think that is a big deal that's going on in college football. But what I think that's got to happen at the Power 4 level is I truly believe that you got to have 4-year contracts for the players. And if you want to do it the right way, then okay, let's level the playing field. Because right now it's still the wild, wild west, right? We still got collectives, we still got NIL, we still got the bag people out there that now it's legal, and so they're paying players to come to their school. Whoever has the most money can buy the biggest rosters, right? Well, let's make this legitimate now. Let's have a true salary cap. There's still going to be the bag people behind the scenes, but you know what? At least let's try to level the playing field. Let's set a scholarship limit. Let's have contracts in place. Let's have it to a sense that there's someone overseeing the Power 4 conferences. Because right now it seems like if you spend the most money, you're giving yourself the best opportunity to get in the playoffs, which obviously the payouts for the bowl games and the college football playoffs is a high rate. So I see why schools are doing it. I see why donors are doing it. But if you want to level the playing field, then you have to have some kind of rules, just like the National Football League does with the CBA, with contracts, with windows of when free agency is and when it's not. I mean, right now, I believe that college football is truly in a place where it's not sustainable long term until they get some rules and regulation. That's probably going to have to be legislated through Congress or somebody, because right now the powers that be, man, these rules are changing every month, man.
$185 million so far have been paid out to coaches, Chev, and it's not sustainable. I told Smitty a couple weeks ago, I said, there's no way you can pay out this dollar amount. And
well, if they're doing it, JB, that shows you what they're making, man. Like if they that means they
only like how many of those schools exist, Chev? Like there's no way in a 12-team playoff scenario, 12-team or even we go 16-team. That's why I believe it's going to even get worse, because let's say 4 teams can sustain firing a coach every couple years, paying them out. Let's just say Florida State pays $100 million for that staff to leave. You got to pay another $100 plus to get them in, a new staff. You just spent $200 million on a new facility at Florida State, for instance, in Mike Norvell's case, who we know well. Then you got NIL Collective having to come up with another 50 or so if you want to be competitive with the big time Texas Tech, Ohio State's, Oregon's. So how many of those exist? So I don't want to see number 1 seed play 16 and it's an absolute 80-0 game, because those teams just can't sustain this. There's no way year in and year out of 131 D1 schools, how many really can do this?
No, they can't. They can't do it, and that's like, and to your point, JB, like if Ohio State plays a Group of 5 team, right, 1 versus 16, I mean, it's not going to be even close. Right. It's not going to be even close. It's going to be a blowout. But yet that Group of 5 team is in the playoffs, right? That's where I think there's just such an imbalance. Now, there's always been the haves and have-nots in college football. Don't get it wrong. But now it's grown even bigger, because now it's about you can actually buy players. You can buy players.
Yeah,
now.
No doubt. Who's the best fit for Auburn?
You know, I think a guy like Clark Lee at Vanderbilt could be a really good name. Now, but here's the deal. Will they give Clark an opportunity to build it the right way? The reason why Clark is winning is because he has done it the right way. He has recruited, he has retained, and he has developed players.
He's an alum of Vandy, though.
If you look at his first 3 years, as a head coach over there, his first 4 years, they're not good. But if you look at his last 2 years at Vanderbilt, really good, because he did it the old school way. Hey, recruiting high school players, retaining and developing, and then adding some pieces like Pavia and some other guys in the portal. But you still, to me, if you want to do it the right way, you got to recruit at a high level, retain high school players and develop high school players, and then you got to pick and choose some portal guys. But the problem right now is people even like Colorado living in the portal, right? It hasn't worked out because obviously you had Shedeur, who was a heck of a football player. I was a huge Shedeur Sanders fan. I thought he was one of the best college quarterbacks, I was very disappointed he went in the 5th round because to me he was a 2nd or 3rd round talent, in my opinion. I watched him live, and I know what quarterbacks look like. He was a 2nd or 3rd round talent at Colorado. You lose Travis Hunter, a generational talent. You lose Jimmy Horn and some other pieces. But to me, when you're constantly recycling O linemen and D linemen out of your program, trying to use the portal as fixes, you're not going to win long term, because in year 3, you should be going like this. And right now it's falling off a cliff because you haven't done a great job of retaining, developing high school talent at a high level. And by year 3 now, they're your juniors or your redshirt sophomores, and they're your best players. Because there's a reason why they're in the portal, JB. Smitty, there's a reason why they're there.
They ain't that good.
Yeah.
I think his inexperience. Before we get to Colorado in your segment, I want to break down. The Auburn job. So you got Auburn, LSU, Florida, all available for the first time together, and I don't know how, maybe ever. Like Auburn to me screams the least attractive job out of all these big time jobs. Like even the Penn State trumps Auburn to me. I think Florida and LSU clearly trump Auburn to me. And listen, I got alum that feel the same way. And now they're making a push politically to make Bruce Pearl the AD and get the AD out. So there's going to be a political show down there in Alabama. And our guy, A.J. McCarron's going to be in there now trying to get this other thing going. So it's going to be very interesting in the state of Alabama on what they do, because Auburn's second fiddle to Alabama, but they're still a very good program in the history of things. Like they got Natty. They've got some great, unbelievable historical player, Bo Jackson on Frank Thomas in baseball. Like there's a legendary Brandon Jacobs. Like there's all kind of guys, Cadillac and on and on and on. But are they the same Auburn because of the portal, and have they lived up to, what Bama and Georgia has done in that geographic area? I don't know.
To me, the top job is LSU.
Yeah,
you've had 3 different head coaches win national champions, right? Nick Saban won there, Les Miles won there, Orgeron won there, all with different quarterbacks, all with different players, all with different type of athletes from Louisiana. That is the job. LSU is the top one right now. And
opinion. The talent base per capita may be the best.
LSU, it's LSU, and then there's everybody else.
Yeah.
It's because that is a job that has been proven that you can win national championships with multiple coaches. Florida has shown that you can win national championships with multiple coaches, right? Spurrier, Urban Meyer, right?
Yeah.
So that's another one that is to me, it goes LSU, Florida.
Me too.
Then Penn State, okay? And then you get that Auburn's down a little bit to me because they won one with Cam Newton, who was a generational talent.
Freak,
Cam Newton was a freak, and dude, he did stuff that no one.
I think you could.
And that team wasn't even that good. They were good, but I'm saying the talent around them wasn't like amazing. If you guys can remember that team,
it was horrible actually. For what he did at Auburn with the guys that didn't go to the NFL on that roster is unbelievable. People don't really break it down. He had no number one wideout. He had no one running back. He had no
one of the greatest college footballers of all time.
Well, and what was fun with when Cam was there, they were running so much power read. Man, I loved watching Auburn when Cam was there. They ran so much power read, and he was a dominant player, and he could throw, and he was so athletic, and he was so big. He looked, him and Vince Young are like built like the same big dudes that can run and throw, man. Like generational talent. That's why Cam was what he was.
Man. Hey, Chef. I would argue, and I'll argue this with anybody right now, currently, because of the state you share Alabama with, I would argue Arkansas is a better gig right now. I can go to Arkansas and not compete against the Bama.
Here's the problem. Look,
and facility-wise, Arkansas is there too.
If Arkansas was in the Big 12, I'd say that's a great job. But they're not in the Big 12. They're in the SEC.
But if you go win in Missouri and can't win at Arkansas, something's problem because they're right there. They're right there.
They're not spending the money.
No, I hear you. Yeah.
When the AD gets up there and says flat out that, hey, he didn't have a chance because the NIL wasn't enough. We didn't pay the coaches enough. Like when your athletic director says that on national television, they're telling you that we're not doing enough. You know what I mean?
I don't understand for the life of me, Chef.
Oklahoma State's a better job than Arkansas right now because Oklahoma State's in the Big 12.
I get that part, but
you can win.
If you took that job, Chef, me and you took that job, being from where we're from, I'm going to Tyson Meat Packing Plant, and I'm going to Walmart in Arkansas, and that's something that no other school. Auburn don't have Tyson or Walmart, and neither does Oklahoma State. And I don't have Alabama to deal with.
100%, but you got to make sure that money's going into NIL.
No doubt.
You can get players.
No doubt.
And my guy Eric Morris, is a perfect guy for the Oklahoma State job. I think that Oklahoma State should hire Eric Morris because Eric Morris would kill it there, man. He's got Texas ties.
People don't realize what he's responsible for either.
He's done a great job.
Mahomes. I mean, look at the list. Mahomes. Mateer, recruited Mateer to Wazoo. He built Wazoo. He took Cam Ward from Incarnate Word to Wazoo. He's responsible for a lot of these dudes.
Emo's a buddy of mine, and like I said, Eric, where'd you find that? Where'd you find Cam at? He's like, shit, he was like in a triple option offense in high school. He barely threw the ball. So no one knew who Cam Ward was, and then he got him over there to Incarnate Word.
Now he's got the walk-on kid that didn't even start in high school.
I went to on our bye week this year. I went to a game down there in North Texas to watch them play South Alabama, and I was very impressed with what he's done there, man. He's done a really good job, man. Emo's a buddy of mine, man, but obviously we're in the same profession, and building programs is hard. And I'm proud of the job he's done. I know how hard it is, man. I took over a program that was the worst D2 in the country, and now we're winning. We're on a 4-game win streak for the first time since 2012, man. So I think Oklahoma State should hire Eric Morris.
No doubt.
Yeah, for sure.